Tonight's on the program, Bangkok gubernatorial candidates unveil plans to reshape the city. Does Chadchart still have an advantage in the upcoming election? And what structural issues remain unresolved? And tackling the waste problems on Tao Island of Thailand's southern province of Surathani. สวัสดีค่ะ I'm Nad Bunag and welcome to This Week with Thai PBS World. The Bangkok gubernatorial elections is 9 days away and candidates are ramping up their campaigns. More than 4.5 million people in Bangkok are eligible to vote in the upcoming election, but whoever becomes the next governor will face some persistent issues. Most campaigns have focused on issues that Bangkok residents have to deal with every single day. These are the top issues that people want to see addressed, according to Thai PBS's tracking poll conducted earlier this month. The top issue is, as you might expect, the heavy traffic and public transportation. No explanation is actually needed because we all experience this every day here in Bangkok. Another issue is air pollution, especially with the PM 2.5 dust levels that worsen almost every year, affecting public health and sending more people to hospitals. Questions remain, though, over whether the BMA has done enough to protect residents and whether hospitals and mobile medical units have the capacity to cope with this. Another concern is the cost of living, because things are getting much more expensive, like food, transportation, or fuel prices, making it much more difficult for many households to make ends meet. And there are still many other issues that need to be addressed, including walkable footpaths, green spaces, safety, as well as flood and waste management. So what are the Bangkok gubernatorial candidates promising to do? Well, to help answer that question, let's compare the policies of the three major candidates, namely Chadchart Sithipan, Chaiwat Sathawonwijit, and Anucha Burapachaisi. Let's begin with traffic and public transportation. Chadchart says that he will integrate all the information on different modes of transport into one platform. He also pledges to improve bus and water transport services, expand feeder services, and improve the infrastructure to be more bicycle-friendly. Chaiwat has pledged to revive water bus routes, introduce GPS tracking for buses and ferries, and expand bus services in underserved areas. While Anucha has proposed electric feeder buses and boats, implementing a unified ticketing system, as well as to improve the transparency in the management of rail concessions. On the issue of air pollution, the three candidates have proposed policies aimed at tackling this at its sources, as well as to improve the air quality forecasting. Chadchart has pledged to monitor agricultural burning and tightening the oversight of industrial emissions. Chaiwat has proposed using CCTV cameras at construction sites and drones to detect smoke emissions from factories. Anucha has called for stricter enforcement against vehicles that produce high levels of smoke and for improvements to air pollution warning systems. Another persistent issue that is worth mentioning is waste management. Chadchart Sithipan has proposed several measures, including converting waste into income, as well as to improve the wastewater treatment and canal management. While Chaiwat has pledged to address long-standing structural issues in Bangkok's waste disposal system, including accelerating the transition to more modern waste treatment facilities, while Anucha has also proposed upgrading Bangkok's major waste disposal centers into fully enclosed facilities, while also promoting waste-to-energy technology and expanding the waste management capacity, especially in the northern and eastern parts of Bangkok. And to intensify the competition, Thai PBS recently organized an election debate where three major candidates, Chadchart, Thaiwat, and Anucha, compete eye to eye in delivering their policies for transforming the city and improving the quality of life for people in Bangkok. And these are the issues that they have pledged to prioritize if they are chosen as the Bangkok governor.
It has to be corruption. Definitely, yes. Because we have a platform at the moment that we use to gather all the informations to, let's say, scrutinize and then using AI technology to, let's say, see if there is something wrong about the auction, whether it will be for the different issues that we have in different projects. So we have found out that about nearly 40,000 projects which have the budgets of more than 50 billion baht. 93% are being the projects that's not in the e-bidding.
So corruption is the main thing. If you still corrupt, you cannot solve pollution, you cannot solve road safety, you cannot have a walkable city. Because I think the key thing, corruption, they destroy sustainability of the city, That they use resources for wasting the resources. Yeah. So if you cannot solve this, these have no futures. You have to be serious, clear policy and use technology to increase transparency in operation of our team. Yeah.
Is this the most urgent issue?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course, corruption is one of the important issues, but we can we can solve the corruption issues. At the same time, we can solve road safety or pollution. So I would put myself around here. And the thing is, we have seen a lot of corruption problems so far, and it has leaked a lot of budget that could improve Bangkokians' quality of life. I would prevent the budget leak from the corruption, and that is important because we could save like 10 billion baht for the budget, and we could allocate that either to do the road safety, to the walkable city, to pollution, to healthcare, and to take care of Bangkokians more inclusive. And that's why I think we don't need to choose only one. We can attack the corruption problem so that we have more budget to allocate and solve other problems at the same time.
And Bangkok's roads and transportation are part of everyday life for millions of people, including foreign residents who have made the city their home. We have asked these foreign residents during a roundtable discussion what they really think about road safety in the capital.
Bangkok is a fast-moving city with cars, buses, trains, taxis, tuk-tuks, motorbikes, and delivery riders, all sharing or crossing its roads. But is it moving safely enough? Ahead of the Bangkok gubernatorial election on June 28th, 7 foreign residents joined a Thai PBS roundtable to share their views. They cannot vote, but many have lived in Bangkok for years, enough to understand why Bangkok roads remain unsafe.
There are serious accidents every day. There's a lot of stuff we don't know about. I find out because of my job, but there's serious accident killing hundreds of people every month, right? So if you look at the accident ratings and the death rates on the roads in Thailand, they're really high, right?
It's true.
We're looking at 75 people per day on average die on the roads in Thailand. In England, it's 7.
I think maybe the one of the most contributing for the accidents is the use of the motorcycle, because I rarely see people wearing helmets.
Yeah.
But in my country, if you don't wear helmets, even if you are a passenger, you will definitely get fined.
Yes.
And if I, get a motorcycle taxi driver,
Yes.
it's rarely I will be given a helmet. And for me, when the first time I used the taxi driver here, the motorcycle one, and I was shocked because I didn't given one, which is, wait, do you care to my safety here? And they write like as if we are being chased in by police or something. It just freaked me out.
And since COVID particularly, I think a lot of people have got used to eating at home. So these motorcycle riders, yes, Grab motorcyclists, they are just indiscriminately riding as they please.
Absolutely.
And invariably, if there's a knock by a car, the car driver is always to blame. Yeah, because
not always, but we've noticed over the last 2 to 3 years, the increase in the riders. I won't mention companies, but that's increased massively. I don't know the figures, but those guys are under incredible, intense pressure.
Many expats questioned whether Bangkok a walkable city. The answer to this was much more complicated. Some who have lived in the city long enough revealed that some parts of inner Bangkok have improved, but others felt that Bangkok is still not a pleasant city for pedestrians.
I think the current Bangkok Governor Chadchart has done quite a bit. I live in the inner city. I drive, I use public transport. I walk a lot as well. And I'm quite happy in the inner city. I think he's really repaved a lot. He's done quite a few 1,000 kilometers of redoing pavements. It cannot be done overnight.
I'm sorry about this, but Bangkok's not a nice town to walk around. It's uncomfortable. You can't simply have a nice day walking around Bangkok because you generally get on a taxi or you get on a train or something because you want to avoid all those interconnecting areas, right? So it's a different lifestyle.
But there's a reason why Bangkok's not a walkable city, because unfortunately, life is cheaper than insurance. It's the wrong way around. It really is. In the UK, if a contractor or a local authority left a hole in the road,
good point,
and somebody was injured,
yes,
it would cost eye-watering amounts of money in compensation and legal costs and all the rest of it. Here, how often do we see? We report on these every day. We see them saying, so-and-so fell down a hole outside the house and so-and-so. And the owner of the house has given him 500,000 baht compensation. End of subject.
It's just frustrating that Thailand, and specifically Bangkok, is not an age-friendly city yet. The problem here is that Thailand is already an aged society, and you are transitioning to be a super aging society. And imagine the transportation that is not looking to accommodate senior citizens, And also imagine that the pavements, how you move from one place to another.
I would really recommend to redesign of the pavements on the sidewalks to be, better especially for wheelchair users.
From the roads and pavements, the discussion turned to the wider meaning of safety. Several participants said Bangkok feels safe. Some said they can walk home late at night without fear.
Here I can say that I am gay most of the time. Even I am a lecturer, I can easily say that to my students. Even if I am a student at Chula, no one will discriminate me because I am gay. No one will not hire me because I am gay. No one will discriminate me to take an exam or to pursue my dream just because I'm gay. And that's different in the Philippines, because if you are gay, you might not get what you want or your dream.
It's much bigger than that. Bangkok has always been an incredibly safe city. Ever since I first came here, women, young women, middle-aged women, men, haven't even thought, they've given 2 thoughts to walking home 3 o'clock in the morning. It has always been profoundly safe. And to me, as a father of daughters, to me, that is probably the thing Bangkok should be most proud of.
I feel safe. And I told you that I do not want to go back to Europe because the aggression is very high. Even in my quiet city in the south of the Netherlands, the aggression gets high. And then here, I read also Thai newspapers. Yeah, no, not I skip here more the political things, but but in general, I like the pleasant atmosphere in the streets, among people, and everywhere.
Yeah, I feel really safe because I can feel free to get home late or walk over to street 2 or 3 a.m. and I don't see any problem at all.
For them, a safer city is not only about fewer accidents. It is about transportation that interconnects, pavements that people can use safely, rules that are properly enforced, and public spaces where everyone can move through the city with more confidence. Kittipat Sukhchit and Mintra Adair, Thai PBS World.
And when talking about the local elections, we also have to analyze Chadchart's past performance. While he has made significant changes to the city during the past 4 years, a lot of issues remain unaddressed. I recently talked to a political analyst from Thammasat University to find out whether Chadchart still has a competitive edge in the upcoming gubernatorial elections and what issues he should prioritize if he wins a second term. How would you assess Chadchart's performance over the past 4 years?
Chadchart's performance over the past 4 years can be seen that he can solve the daily life problem, I would say. The footpath, the light, what we face in the everyday life. This is the key strength that Chadchart can perform over the past 4 years. But on the other hand, Bangkok is like the other major cities in the world. It's not just the problem in our daily lives. It's about infrastructure, the structural problem. So when we talk about the structural problem, this is I would say, the limitations and could be described as the weakness of Chadchart's performance. But I don't mean that he didn't do it. He might try to do it, but because Bangkok's Metropolitan Administration is the local government agency with limited authority.
So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. But for Chadchart at this time, how much of an advantage does he have in this upcoming election?
In general, he has an advantage because last time he was a challenger. This time he is the winner who wants to defend his title. So in general, in any competition, the defending champion has an advantage. The first advantage, yes, you see what I have done over the past 4 years. But on the other hand, for the other candidates who want to challenge Chadchart, is another difficult problem because Chadchart is not just a person. Chadchart is a brand. So to challenge this brand, you must be stronger than him. And to be honest, right now, the other contenders, I still don't see any real challenger to Chadchart.
But now let's talk about the campaigns that we have seen from the candidates. Are there any other issues that are still being overlooked?
I call it the quality of living in Bangkok. For example, if you walk in the night, how safe it is to walk in Bangkok. The light is sufficient along the street in Bangkok. First thing. The second thing, it is still the major problem in Bangkok, is about the garbage. Waste management. Waste is one of the major problems that still cannot be solved efficiently. First thing, water pollution. After you have the waste, right, the waste go into the canal, and that is the real pain point in Bangkok. We don't have sufficient I would say infrastructure to clear it efficiently. The third thing, which I'm very, very interested, is about the green space.
But Chadchart has done a lot about green spaces.
Yes, that's true that Chadchart claimed that he has done a lot over the past 4 years. He has increased the green space in Bangkok to around 8 square meters per person in Bangkok. But we must say what is the accessible green space. If I'm not mistaken, my data is that 1 square meter per person in Bangkok. So the green space for people here in Bangkok very limited. I really like the idea to have the aerobic dance in Lumpini Park. But my question is why can't we have such kind of Lumpini Park in every constituency in Bangkok? And also the flood, but the flood has been the problem for a very long time, right? And this is the key policy issue that we should take more, give more attention.
So this comes to one question, because the BMA doesn't really have the full authority to fix these problems, because many issues overlap with agencies under the central government. So from your observation, are there any particular reforms that are necessary so that the BMA can be much more independent?
The realistic solution, we need to amend the BMA Act. It was enacted back in 1985 and last amended in 2019. So this is the starting point to reform the BMA authority, and not just only the authority to provide the public service, but there are a lot of issues that need to be reformed. For example, BMA. In theory, BMA is a local government agency.
Yep.
But based on this act, BMA has been, I would say, heavily regulated by the Ministry of Interior. So it's not that, I would say...
Not that independent.
Yes. Yeah. This is the first thing. And the second thing is about the budget. Okay, BMA is the largest local government agency in Thailand, the budget. If we put the budget in 100%, not just BMA, but other local government agencies in Thailand, more than 50% of their budget come from the central government. So to reform the local tax, this is another key issue that needs to be addressed in this act too. The third problem is about at the district level. We in the past, Bangkok used to have the district council. But right now, it's no longer exists. And over the past, I think over the past 4 or 5 years, we have discussed a lot about the revival of the district council, because the district council is the closest unit to the Bangkok people. Right now, we only have the Bangkok council, but that's a big council that we have the representatives from 50 constituencies, right? But we used to have the district council. So many scholars, including me, have been advocated for the revival of the district council. If it can be revived, it can provide a better public service and better accountable for the Bangkok people too.
Regardless, we still have to wait for the election results on June 28th. And now let's have a look at the other stories making headlines throughout the week in our weekly roundup. Thailand has appointed a 4-member conciliation commission, including 2 maritime legal experts from Germany and South Africa, to negotiate with Cambodia over maritime boundary disputes under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. Sihasak Pongketgao said that the conciliation commission is not a court and does not have judicial authority. Instead, its role is to facilitate discussions and provide recommendations to help resolve disputes, after which Thailand and Cambodia will continue negotiations between themselves. Transport Minister Pipat Rashikit Prakan has been removed from oversight of the Eastern Economic Corridor, or the EEC project. It is widely speculated that Pipat's removal stemmed from his refusal to amend the contract for the construction of the high-speed rail project linking Suvarnabhumi, Dongmueang and Utapao airports, which has made no progress since the end of last year. The Transport Ministry aims to push Thailand to become the largest aviation hub in Southeast Asia by 2029, unveiling aggressive expansion plans to increase passenger capacity at its primary gateways to at least 120 million annually. It also aims for Suvarnabhumi Airport's annual capacity to grow from its current limit of 60 million passengers to over 73 million over the next 3 years, including the full integration of 6 provincial airports. Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul says they will press ahead with the controversial THAI passport project despite resistance from opposition parties, claiming that Thailand will lag behind many other countries if the project is scrapped. The 1.6 billion baht project aims to educate 5 million Thais on the handling of generative AI technology. Regarding the allegation of collusion and favoritism in the bidding process, the Prime Minister noted that the process was handled by the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society in accordance with the law. And now let's take you to Tao Island, not for an island escape, but to look at waste management. With around 70,000 visitors each month, Tao Island faces unique waste management challenges. On World Ocean Day, observed annually on June 8th, locals and environmental groups came together to remove garbage while promoting new approaches to reduce plastic pollution on the island. Let's find out more in the special reports by Mintra Adair.
Every year, the world celebrates World Ocean Day. On the small Tao Island paradise of just 2,500 registered inhabitants, around 70,000 visitors arrive each month. Despite a large number of visitors, this world-class diving location lacks a waste disposal system and relies on boats to transfer refuse to the mainland. To tackle the issue, locals, government agencies, and international organizations came together for a cleanup as part of the World Ocean Day on June 8th. One initiative is Mare Design, a project aimed at reducing plastic waste and creating a more circular approach to packaging. According to WWF Thailand, much of the waste generated on the island comes from tourism.
The trash that is mostly about the convenient packaging, because of this is a tourist, not like a household. Because of the tourists that is use everything that is convenient and also need to serve them and also.
Tao Island was selected by Thailand's Pollution Control Department as a pilot site for the project, with hopes that it can be later expanded to other destinations.
Koh Tao was suggested by PCD, by Pollution Control Department, which they had a strong interest in taking this island as a small island, but important from a tourism perspective, to make a pilot experience here, and if successful, we have the opportunity to replicate this pilot experience in other small islands, or even go to Phangan, Samui, Phuket, so escalated.
One of Tao Island's biggest challenges is its distance from the mainland, making transportation a key part of any waste management solution.
A special case for the Koh Tao. The Koh Tao that is like a remote area from the mainland. That means the transportation that is important things. So we connect with the local business of the transportation and ask them to join, and also let every part do their roles, and then we connect the route for the circularity here.
This year's cleanup collected a total of 1,333.9 kilograms of waste. 660.1 kilograms came from beaches and communities, while 673.8 kilograms were collected underwater. The most common items found were mixed underwater debris, glass bottles, PET plastic bottles, fishing nets, ropes, and HDPE and colored plastics. On the bright side, the total amount collected decreased by 27.1% compared to 2025, around 495 kilograms less than last year.
And waste management is also a serious problem on Tao Island as well. And that's all for this edition of This Week with Thai PBS World. Join us every Friday at 10 p.m. only on Thai PBS. You can also follow us on social media and our website, thaipbsworld.com, for all the latest stories and analyses about Thailand. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week. สวัสดีค่ะ